goalkeeper, last line of defence, but he's always there to save the day when necessary.
Now, Matty, the Argentinians no doubt will pose a fair amount of challenge for him. How do you think he'll go?
I think he'll do well. He's had really good prep. He's looked really, really good in warm-up. He's confident, he's happy, he's dancing. I think he's going to do fine.
Well, certainly a fair amount of support. And Valeria, who are you here? Who are you here supporting?
Valeria doesn't speak so much English as she does, but I am here supporting my son and all his friends, all the team. So nothing. We just expect to do a good game. He's also prepared. They won the champion. Yeah, Argentina won the league games. We will see. They are young. They are, they are new players. They are younger. So let's see what we can do. So come on, Argentina, hooray!
And when Argentina score, how will you celebrate when they score? Now, Matty, you've got the boxing kangaroo and the flag. That's a fair challenge. How are you going to go? Well, there you have it. Let's hope we have plenty of goals.
And as we see the players running out, the fireworks are off. The players make their way out onto the pitch for what is sure to be an epic encounter between the two sides. And our guest of honor this evening is Dr. R.P. Singh, Director of Sports for the Government of Uttar Pradesh, and he's escorted by Commander R.K. Shrivastava, Executive Director of Hockey India.
Well, then it's the battle of two strong teams, Argentina and Australia. Both have won the Junior World Cup once. Argentina, of course, have played a game before, drew with Austria, both the teams just beating each other. And there it is, the Argentinian lineup. Of course, the team is led by Michael Casella, Emiliano Bosso, the goalkeeper today. Strong lineup there. We'll look for the first 3 points in this tournament. Drew the game against Austria yesterday. Still looking for that strong start, I should say, coached by Mariano Ronconi.
We have a look at the Australian side here. Their 10th Junior World Cup, 5th in the 2013 edition. They got here through finishing first in the Oceania Cup. Pretty formidable lineup, the Australians. They've been a dominant force in men's hockey for a long time, and the juniors looking to emulate the seniors. Some of the key players for them: Blake Govers, deadly from the penalty corner. Fraser Gerard in number 10, good little striker for them, is followed by Tom Craig. Josh Belts, also deadly at the penalty corner. Very strong potential weapons there. And the coach, Ben Bishop, He's been in charge of this team for a few years now, and he'll be looking to cement his position at the top of the table. The team swap ends, and we get ready for pushback. 29 seconds before these two teams engage in battle. Manish, welcome.
Thanks so much, Solly. It's of course nice to see the Australian side named as Burrows come in and play the first game at Major Dhyan Chand Stadium, Lucknow. And that's Argentina with a pushback. Well then, Argentina and Australia now. One really reminds me of the final they played way back in 2005 when Argentina actually won the Junior World Cup. And this, of course, will remind us of that same battle that will continue. Two strong teams, Solly, both strongly built, both the Australians and the Argentinians.
As we look at the game carrying on, Australia drives strongly into the attacking circle, followed up, and they get a, should be a penalty corner. It looked like a leg from here, but the umpire, I think it was Dan Barstow down that end. So we have another look at this. Very strong carry again by Tom Craig, one of the players who identified as a danger man for Australia. Sorry, Manish, getting back to the question that you phrased a bit earlier. Two strong teams. Argentina definitely looking to make amends for that little wobbly they had the other day against Austria. There's the Argentinian coach, Mariano Ronconi from Argentina. Argentina men's senior side, obviously the current Olympic champions, and what a result that was for them in Rio 2016. Outstanding achievement for a team that's been building very steadily into the international scene. Coach Ben Bishop from Australia. He's looking on astutely. Doesn't look too worried about proceedings so far. No tension in him. He's looking quite relaxed.
Tension on the faces of both the coaches, I should say. But nice little start by both the teams. They're cautious in the beginning. Australia, of course, having three very experienced players who play in the senior team. That's Tom Craig, Joshua Belt, and Blake Covers. Australia now with the possession. Would like to keep the possession initially and control the pace of the game. And there it is. First infringement. A quick start there. Move coming in right inside the D. That looks dangerous. But then, shouldn't say a lost opportunity, but the first, I should say, the entry by the Australian side inside the D. Australia, Argentina, placed in Pool A of this tournament. Austria heads the Pool A with 6 points. They had a victory earlier on, beat Korea 5-2. And both the teams looking for the first 3 points in this Junior World Cup hockey.
Australia commanding the ball. Looks like there's a slight injury to Tom Craig. Australia will be hoping there's nothing serious with him. He went down in a midfield collision and comes straight off. Looks as though he's holding his arm a bit gingerly. Sam Lyles plays the ball in to the skipper, Tim Howard. There's the Australian bench. Susie Goodall, the physio, looking on. Argentina attacking in the circle for Australia. Well defended. Australia get a free hit on the sideline. Going aerial, and a good ball over the back, but just a little bit too long for Jack Walsh to get on the end of. He's quick, but he's not that quick.
Good to see the quickness in the game. The pace at which the game has begun is really interesting. I'm sure the crowd is enjoying it. And this is, of course, the long ball that came in. It was a bit long. Back live now. Australia really holding on the possession at the moment, giving any space to the Argentinians, but then both the teams qualifying here. Australia, of course, winning the Oceania Junior Championship and qualifying for the tournament. Argentina winning the Pan American Junior Championship. Australia holding the possession now. Australia, that's Tim Howard, the captain, making sure that he moves the ball out of the 23-meter area.
And the ball played dangerously in. Australia, so the Junior World Cup champions in 1997. And as you said a bit earlier, Munish, Argentina in 2005.
Well, then Australia is just holding the possession, controlling the pace of the game. And there's that opening, that building up in the midfield as well. So Fraser Gerrard just intercepting there. Argentina moving ahead with Michael Casella. Well, then that's a card coming in, the green card for Samuel Lils.
Really strong attacking moment here for Argentina. Good carrying right through the tackle. Knocks the ball between the feet. Oh, I think a bit unlucky to get a card there, possibly at this stage of the game. Argentina definitely putting the pump on Australia at the moment. Sam Lyles on the naughty chair, watches on as his teammates have to cover the space he's left.
Well, this is one of the areas of concern, Solly, when an attacking team loses a player who's been suspended for 2 minutes. The tendency is that the team gets defensive, and that's what Australia would be doing for the moment. A couple of roll-in substitutions already waiting on the sidelines, as you can see, but then Australia with the possession in the Argentinian half.
Interesting observation there, Munish. I don't think Australians know how to spell the word defensive. It's just not a word that they use in their vocabulary. They just love to attack all the time. And their view is you've got to score goals to win games, and you put scoreboard pressure on the opposition. There's the coach, Ben Bishop, looking as cool as ever.
Well, then Australia building an attack then, taking the possession back. The Argentinian side, Thomas Aviv. Still inside the Argentinian half, just moving ahead, intercepted well there. Possession won by Kurt Lowitt. Argentina now really looking forward for an opening here from the right flank. Will hold the possession in the Argentinian half at the moment. Side corner for the Australian side. But then early in the day, Korea lost to Austria by 2-5. And South Africa in the previous game beat Canada 3-1. But this is another interesting encounter of Pool A. Australia, of course, playing their first game today in this tournament. And here they are inside the Argentinian half for the last 1.5 minutes. That's pressure. Well done, Solly.
Australia back to full complement. Sam Lyles off the naughty chair and back into the game. He'll be looking to make amends for that little indiscretion. Argentina opting to narrow the defence of Australia, sacking them just outside the circle, creating space in the bottom pockets. Ball goes there, but just a fraction too long by the aerial route. Argentina opting to play the ball forward through the aerials for the first stanza of the game. Australia will just be looking to keep the ball on the ground, play stick to stick, connect with each other. Very direct running through the midfield again. Was by Kurt Lowitt. Really asking a few questions of the individual defensive skills of the Argentinians, and the Argentinian fans there, bright and colourful.
Well, then there was a green card showed to one of the Argentinian players, and I've never seen a fan dancing on that occasion.
It's quite usual for the Argentinians, for anybody that's actually been to watch hockey down in Argentina. They go absolutely nuts in the stands.
They're dancing after the green card was shown. Well, that's the true hockey spirit. There you can see.
Drinking. There's the ball delivered strong into the circle. Nobody able to get on the end of it. With a little drink that the fans are drinking there called mate.
Well, then coming up at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time is the game between India and England. And of course is the game of Pool D. India winning the previous game against Canada. Then this is a strong game between Australia and England. Australia, of course, with Argentina playing this game, moving ahead. It's a strong start by the Australians, Solly.
Yeah, I think it's just a cagey start by both sides. They're showing a lot of respect to each other. They're the Australian fans again, enjoying the spectacle that is the Uttar Pradesh Hockey Junior World Cup for men in Lucknow.
Argentina with the attack now from the right flank. Well intercepted by Blake Hovers, making sure that the ball has been cleared of the sideline. Moving inside is Augustine Rios. And then one of the strong things about the Australian side is the setup, the way the junior hockey is being set up in Australia. Both the teams have really contributed to international hockey, and you can see the fans coming. They go all over the world.
Fans travel all over the world, and yes, you're right, junior hockey is a large part of the development platform. There's a firm belief that you have to have depth. Every Australian senior side has probably got 40 or 60 athletes that they could pick from at any one given stage. And a firm platform placed on junior development, pre-elite talent, all the way from metropolitan centres through the countryside. Very strong club hockey system in Sydney, Melbourne, Queensland, and Perth, where the institute is based. Argentina back to their full complement now.
Just moving ahead with Joshua Wells. Well intercepted there by the Argentinian defenders. Good to see that they really crowd up the D, and now were looking for a counter-attack, but then good to see that the Australian defenders have fallen back too sharply. Sorry.
Yeah, it's something that the Australian defence is well known for, is their tackle backs and making sure that they get back, put immediate pressure on the ball carrier firstly, so that he can't find much attacking flow.
And that's the art of modern hockey. You need to attack and then you need to fall back early. That's what the Australians have taught. They've contributed to modern hockey. That's what the Indian team is also doing.
Well, I think that's been the big change in the modern game over the last sort of 8 to 10 years. I think we were speaking about it earlier in the first game of the day, where the biggest change has not really been in the tactical approach. The structures remain the same. The skill sets remain fairly evenly the same as Australia come forward strong. Get a free hit.
Well, then still looking very strong, trying to get inside the D. Was looking for a side corner there, but then denied by the umpire.
That's the Australian weapon, Blake Covers. Here he is, spins on a defender, just looking to get a free hit, rolling it onto the foot. And he's been inviting the umpire to Christmas lunch.
Well, then we see two roll-in substitutions already waiting in, Stephen Gale and Samuel Lills. And those are the fans, they're enjoying each moment of this tournament. Australia being one of the favourites of this tournament. As Argentina now trying to build an attack. Look at the positioning of the Australian defenders, not giving any free space to the Argentinian attackers.
They'll protect the middle of the field pretty rigidly, very disciplined in that approach. Lovett again, Kurt Lovett, what a good tackle. Very aggressive midfield press by Argentina, trying to emulate what Spain did to them the other day. Oh, sorry, what Spain did to Germany the other day.
Well, then Argentina now trying to move ahead from the left flank. This is Santiago, looking for that free space which is not given by the Australian defence. That's what we were talking about. Solly was mentioning about the areas where the Australians are strong. We actually look for the areas where they're weak, and we hardly find one.
Yeah, so a couple of the Indian supporters flooding in. They've been here all day, enjoying the hockey. A bit chilly out there now. But something that the Australians talk about quite a lot is the help side, ball side principles. And when the ball's in play on the right-hand side, obviously the help side then becomes the left side of the pitch. And all those players would compress, which helps to cut the field in half and protect the centre of the field. It doesn't give real pockets of space for the opponents to play. It's a great ball over the top. Out of the back there by Corey Wire. Just not able to be controlled.
Matias now was trying to move away from the area. But then talking about the Australian setup, the way they build up their domestic hockey league, good to see. They have a proper functioning, they have a proper system where they groom the players, and that's what the Indian hockey is also doing. They're actually following the footsteps of the Australian hockey as the move comes in. Argentina looking for that early breakthrough, but then full marks to the Australian defense.
Yeah, I think a lot of countries across the world are trying to emulate the Australian Institute of Sport model. I think what we've got to acknowledge is that a lot of that development actually starts in the club and the home environment. In Australia, driving strong. Again, Tom Craig delivers the ball, and they create the overload, but just not able to control it. Was Tom Craig, played dangerously into the middle. Argentina defense strong, carrying the ball out. Good exit from the hot zone. Careless challenge there. A little bit of a rush of blood to the head by Lachlan Sharp. But Australia looking very dangerous, especially that man, Tom Craig. He's just been signed in the Coal India Hockey India League. I think it was $70,000, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty handy pocket.
Well then, Australia now looking for an opening. They've actually went inside the Argentinian side, the D of the Argentinian side more than they have actually. One more attack coming in. This is Argentina, need to defend well. Another opportunity, looking for a penalty corner. Did raise his hand, Max Henry, denied there by the umpire. But then Australia now really putting on pressure on the Argentinian defense.
Yeah,
that's what they're known for.
Australians are absolutely deadly. If we look at this, the pace at which they attack the circle, we see that last play, really good recovery. Max Henry just getting tackled by the goalkeeper and then falling on the goalkeeper. Here we go again. That good combination between Tom Craig and Lachlan Sharp, but Lachlan Sharp not able to finish it. Argentina excellent strong. And now it's Argentina up the other end. And a vital touch. Oh, no, it wasn't, just delivered slightly behind. The Australian skipper, Tim Howard there, shepherding that one over the baseline.
And look at the pace that has been controlled by the Australian players. The midfield is looking very strong compared to the Argentinians, Oli, at the moment.
Yeah, it is an exceptionally strong midfield lineup that they do have. Now, hockey, at the end of the day, in my opinion, for what it's worth, is still a game that's dominated in the midfield. If you don't dominate the midfield, you're in for a long afternoon, because that's where all the creative hockey's played, the build-up, and then into the creative zone. Australia now come forward again. Just not able to get on the end of it again was Max Henry. Ball delivered perfectly to him. He's tried to one-time it. Oh, what a golden opportunity that was. We'll have another look at it shortly. Ball played down to the baseline, knocked back inside, and he's tried to one-time it. Be better off just trapping that one and flicking it towards the goals. Got to make the goalkeeper make a save more than anything else.
Definitely, Australia building up the pressure on the Argentinians. And of course, Henry, of course, missing out at that opening goal. That was one opportunity he'll regret for a long, long time. But Australia definitely putting the pressure on the Argentinians. 0-0 at the moment, but Australia dominating the proceedings up till now. We've spoken about the junior hockey in Australia. Of course, they groom their players. They have the under-21 championship, the men's Australian championship, which is their national competition. That is where the Indian junior side also went to get some exposure. That's how strong the domestic league in Australia is. An absolute professional approach to these sports, whether it's the game of hockey or cricket. Wayward pass there, and Australia get the possession back. I think most of the attacks now once again building up from the right flank. It's come from the right flank. Australia now trying to get inside the D. This is Govers winning the possession once again. Nice little skill. Well then, well defended there by the Argentinian defenders. Really crowding the D. Carrot call by the umpire. Will breathe a sigh of relief. The Argentinians now looking for an opening, but denied there by the Australians once again. This is the area, the midfield, where the Australians are very strong. This is where they're intercepting the passes. And now the move coming from the left flank after a long time. Arnasalam giving away the possession. Will not be happy with that. Argentina looking for an opening to clear the ball, and finally they managed to do. Stephen Gale Pushing ball inside. How fast the ball has been shifted from the left to the right. A chance there for Arunachalam, but a weak shy there. Made it easy for the goalkeeper in the end, Emiliano Bosso. Argentina clearly looking under pressure. The side corner. Australia now with the possession, looking for an opening. Look how crowded the D is. Given away. Will be very disappointed. Jack Welch. Carrot call there by the umpire. And this is the build-up. Was a small little deflection by the Argentinian stick, but Arunachalam would have really opened up the gates. Missed out on that opportunity. Weak shy there, Salih.
Yeah, I think he was just falling away to his left and didn't quite make full contact, but Australia looking deadly here. Argentina don't have an answer for the pace that they're playing at and the intensity that they're generating. Ryan Proctor, the son of the legendary Bobby Proctor, hails from New South Wales. Extremely successful coach, former national player as well. And the king of VB.
Koriwai making sure that Australia keeps the possession, looking for an opening. This is where the build-up comes in. This is where the defenders, the centre-back looks for an opening. Still not able to find that opening because the Argentinian half is crowded. As you get a glimpse of that, nice little defense by the Australian defenders. Emiliano Bosso had to work hard there to clear the ball, but danger still on the Argentinian half. Jack Welch forced to play back. Look how crowded the Argentinian half is at the moment. Argentina looking for some support up front, but then they are defending at the moment and the Australian fans are enjoying it.
There we go. They just realised they were on the screen. Smiles all round. Blake Gover's not able to control that last bit of play, but quite evident that Australia are picking the moments, and they've decided that the acceleration moments in their game is on the transition. So the minute they regain possession, it's run really direct and go forward and really hit the Argentinian defence, but they come back strong again. Well tackled, but it's gone a penalty corner off the foot of the defender. Argentina with a rare foray forward, come away with the biscuits.
I call it a contrast of happenings here. Argentina were defending for a long time, and here they are winning the first penalty corner of the game and on the verge of threatening the Australians. So first penalty corner for Argentina. They look worried, but then I tell you what, Argentina, if they manage to score here, they're going to put pressure on the Australians.
Kurt Lovett Lovett, Fraser Gerard, just a little bit unlucky in that tackle. He was stretching forward and the ball bobbled back, hit him on the knee. That's what gave away the penalty corner. Great vision here from inside the goals.
Nice save there. Nice save there by Ashley Thomas. Denying the first opportunity for Argentina to score, and the Australian fans were enjoying there.
That was Ashley Thomas's girlfriend, the young lass with the blue hair. It's pretty spectacular. You can't miss her anyway. Maybe should have been green. More in tune with the Australian colours.
One of the Australian colours is the strong defence they have. And just getting a glimpse once again, Solly.
And keeping them on the edge of their seat. Back to the live action. Argentina gaining possession back again. They'll start from the 16-yard. Australia at a 75-metre press. We'll look to step forward. There it is.
Then moving ahead with Rios from the right flank. This is one of the rare moves of Argentina. They, of course, were looking forward to the attack from the left flank, but coming in from the right this time. Once again, Rios trying to move in. Well tackled there, but then infringement against the Argentinians. Forced to play back. And this is what the Argentinians need to do. They need to penetrate in the D of the Australian side. They managed to do one. They managed to win a penalty corner. Haven't scored, but then the pressure has been shifted. A few minutes back, the pressure was on the Argentinians, but they forced now the Australians to fall back a bit from the right flank. The move, well then, were trying in vain to get an opening from the right flank. They need to really work hard in the midfield, Solly, because that is where the moves actually come in. That is where the openings come in. At the moment, the midfield looks strong of the Australians compared to the Argentinians.
Yeah, I think the key thing with the Australians is that they've been playing direct through the midfield, which means they run really hard and straight at the Argentinian defence. And that's what's caused the problem for the Argentinian defenders. The Australians realising that the one-on-one defensive skills of the Argentinians against a fast-playing attack is not really that strong. They get beaten for pace quite easily. This will be a free hit to Argentina. The defender's got to give him 5. Ryan Proctor.
Well then, Rios Augustine forced to play back once again. Man-to-man marking there by the Australians, forcing the Argentinians to play back and looking for an opening. Now shifting from the right to the left. This is what the modern hockey is all about. Within seconds, the ball travels from one flank to the other. That's what Argentina is trying to do. Oh, they just managed to snatch away. But then unlucky there, Ferrero not able to grab the ball at the right time. Look at the Australian defense now, crowding up their D, crowding up that 23-meter area. This is a lucky deflection, I should say.
Very crucial deflection by the Australians, protecting the left foot. Knocked that over for a long corner.
Argentina now, they won a penalty corner, this time short corner, self-start there, just delay things, force the Australians to settle down. Once again, nice defending by the Australians, trying to go inside. Ferrero will try for a reverse, well denied there. Good defending by Australia. Oh, that was a little fumble that I thought could have proved very costly for Australia. Lucky for them. The score still remains 0-0.
Very promising attacking moment. Tremendous three-dimensional skills by Ferrero. Just pulled out of the shot a little bit. He's got it on. And Ashley Thomas nearly had a wobbly moment there, but Australia under a lot of pressure here. I think the Ferrero appealing for the foot inside the circle, and he's correct. I think there was a toe. The umpire didn't spot it, and there are no video referrals in this game, or in this tournament, actually. Ball raised dangerously.
Well, this is one of the strategies. If it works, it works. And I'm talking about the Australian attack. They were attacking the Argentinians, didn't manage to score there. Had they managed to score there, it would have really bolted the confidence of the Argentinian side. But at the moment, the pressure has been shifted, and we see Argentina creating attacks. Meanwhile, possession, of course, with the Australians, and moving ahead is Corey, where Henry with a strike, well defended by Argentinian defenders, still with the Australia, and they're winning the penalty corner, #1, the first penalty corner. That'll be fun. Australia, known for their conversions in penalty corner. Just having a word with the umpires, but then this is definitely looking dangerous for the Argentinian side.
Australia driving strong. Max Henry panels this one, blocked by the Argentinian defender. And then again, stick tackle on the second offence. So there were 2 penalty corner incidents there. Umpire clearly signalling that he's played the advantage, and the second one was for a stick tackle. Max Henry winning that penalty corner, and he'll be the lucky fellow that injects the ball in. Argentina under a lot of pressure here. Some big weapons for Australia.
Well, then nice little stop, and a lovely save by Emiliano Bosso, the Argentinian goalkeeper. Well, that's the last wall that you had to break.
Joshua Simmons with the penalty corner flick. At that particular point in time, Blake Govers off the pitch, as well as their other drag flicker, Josh Belts, number 25. Both standing on the sideline. Boy, could they have done with those two on the pitch for that penalty corner.
Well, then Argentina need to defend well here. They're under pressure once again. Having a look at this penalty corner. What a save it was. Emiliano Bosso coming into the rescue.
In goal vision there. Good teamwork between the goalkeeper and the postman. Joshua Simmons just slipping as he's released that ball. Means he didn't quite get all the pace onto it.
Australia still keeping possession now, looking for that opening. But what Argentina has done, they've really crowded their half. They've really crowded the D. There's one opening that looks dangerous now. They'll have to defend well, the Argentinians. Danger still not averted. Ryan Proctor pushing the ball inside, but then infringement against the Australians. And of course, Argentina will breathe a sigh of relief.
Really productive phase of play for the Australians here, and I'd be, I must admit, I'm with you, big fella. Matthew Bird. Very difficult to infringe there when the stick tackles come from behind. Don't know how that umpiring decision was arrived at, but anyway, umpire's on the spot and we're 50, 60 metres away.
Argentina now, of course, looking, oh, that would have been very, very expensive, but then lucky there. And Thomas Habib now is losing out there, and the free hit given to the Australian side. This is Thomas Craig, will take his own time. Look how the crowded the Argentinian D is. One goal by the Australians can really open up the gates. They're known for this, still attacking now. Oh, that's a deflection that's gone inside, and that's none other than Matthew Bird getting the early strike for Australia.
And you'd have to say, after the quality of the attacks, rather quiet little goal there, just a very sneaky little one on the far post, but a good ball delivered in strong. Oh. Was that free hit inside the 25? No, started outside, and then the deflection. If that pass, that free hit had started inside the 25, the ball would have to move 5 meters before it could be played towards the circle. I think the Argentinians caught sleeping there, not expecting that one to come directly in.
You think that's easy for the goalkeeper sometimes? Those little deflections, neat, smart-looking deflections?
Deflections right around the goalkeeper are always very difficult. But I think it looks as though they were all caught slightly off guard, just with that direct ball into the circle. They probably all thought the free hit was just inside the 25. And they're expecting the ball to have to move 5 meters left or right, or forward or backwards, before being played towards the circle. That's what it seems like to me. Matthew Bird.
Once again, Australia just holding on the possession, but at the moment, Bird scoring his goal and really easing up the pressure. Australia were looking for the early blows. They managed to do one. And Argentina now with the possession. Playing down to Mauricio Casella on the right. Nobody there to help him. But then that was definitely an aggressive challenge. Penalty corner number 2 to Argentina.
It's getting rather physical out there between both these sides. There we go. Defenders in. 50-50. Just touched the ball. But what came first, the shoulder charge or the tackle? That man with everything to do there, Ashley Thomas, the goalkeeper. He's got his family up in the stands, cheering him on.
Well, there's one opportunity for the Argentinian side, trailing by a goal, and this is where they can actually equalize and put the pressure back on the Argentinians. And Mariano Ronconi would be hoping, the Argentinian coach would be hoping the same. 1-0 down Argentina, looking for that opportunity through this penalty corner. Well stopped. Oh, nice little dummy there, but Australian goalkeeper is intact, Ashley Thomas. Oh, one more opportunity. Lost there by the Argentinians. That looks...
Ferrero's got a little bit of an injury in that goal-mile scramble, but Ashley Thomas, great bit of play by him. Involved, making some crucial saves. First one was very good penalty corner variation, called a spin, knocked in. The defense clears it slightly wide to the right, but the second shot comes in. There's a bit of a scramble. He's had Ashley Thomas got a stick on it, I think it was, to clear the ball to the side, deflected slightly. There we go. The ball's run free, but he's up and again. And look at this play. After he's made the save and the free hit's been awarded to Australia, he's the one looking to accelerate that. There you go. Ferreiro just getting it stick the ball on the head.
I called it very unlucky, Solly, because he was unmarked there. That deflection actually denied Argentina the goal also. That opportunity lost.
Well read by the goalkeeper there. Covered his space well, Australia. Come forward again, get a free hit.
Well, then the Pan-American champions, the Argentinian side, really under pressure now. Australia building another attack, and look at the skillful hockey by Ware, holding on to the ball, not giving away the possession. Howard look for opening, forced to push back. Australia looking very dangerous. Now another opportunity. They need to defend well, the Argentinians. They managed to push the ball outside the D, but the danger still hovering around the Argentinian goal. That's what the secret of the Australian side is. They're never defensive. Solly said for a moment I thought they were going to go defensive, but he clarified. In fact, he corrected me that Australia is a side which would never go on a defensive mode. Here they are once again, fighting strong here in the first game of the tournament. Still keeping the possession.
You can see the interest in this game. All the other opponents, Dutch coach, Indian coaches, all out here watching. Pretty sure the Germans will be hiding away somewhere. Definitely keen to keep an eye on Australia. But I must admit, I think Cedric de Souza, the coach of Austria, would be thanking his lucky stars. He managed to get Argentina on the first day.
Well defended there by the Argentinians. Ferrero pushing ball up. Thomas Domain wins the possession. Release up. Not too many forward out in the Australian half of the Argentinian side. That's a long scoop, looking for an opening, but look there. Well defended there by Corey Wire. Not giving enough space to the Argentinian forwards. The Indian team, of course, warming up. The game coming against England, 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Things really cooling down here in Lucknow. And of course is the end of the first half. Clearly Australia dominating the first half here. Had many opportunities, managed to score just one. I feel will definitely be happy with the proceedings in the first half. So the halftime score, Argentina 0, Australia 1. Well then, Australia leading by 1-0. The battle continues on the blue pitch, but the battle also continues off pitch. We'll go down to Willie to know more about that.
Well, half-time, Australia leading 1-0. Certainly a fair part of that is via the goalkeeper, Ashley Thomas. And Maddie, here's supporting Ashley. How have you found his first half?
I think he's done wonderfully. He's made 2 really, really good saves. We're very stressed up the top, but he's keeping us nice and calm by just being solid in the net.
And 1-0, how do you think they can go in the second half with the fine work of boyfriend Ashley?
Hopefully they'll win. Keep it a 0 against him, but we'll see how it plays out. Argentina are playing really, really well. And there's a little bit of questionable umpiring, but that's the same anywhere. So.
Well, we'll leave that one there, but certainly Argentina are playing well. And Valeria, how do you feel that they can go in the second half?
I think that Argentina is doing really well as Australia. You know, it's a very regular match. So I think Argentina can do it and we can win you. So nothing, the game is open. The game is really open, so come on, Argentina!
And that's right, when they come out for the second half, how will you support them, get them motivated?
Yeah, of course, we're going to support so much.
I like the glasses, Valeria, and we love the support. So second half not far away. Let's hear it for Australia and Argentina.
Vamos!
Well, then we like the glasses too, but as the sun sets down, the attack does not set down for Australia. And this is what happened in the first half. Argentina were working really hard, defending, and Australia were looking for the opening, were denied many a times by the Argentinian defense, and really trying to crowd the Argentinian defense. But then Argentina, of course, were definitely relying on the goalkeeper. Emiliano Bosso came into the rescue a number of times. The defense was definitely on their toes. Australia had various opportunities. This was one that was missed by Max Henry. But at the moment, Argentina, of course, were running out of ideas how to defend. This was another opportunity. Arnasalam had a weak shy at the goalkeeper, made it easy for Emiliano Bosso. This was another glimpse from the straight camera. Australia looked very dangerous throughout. They got the first penalty corner, the Argentinian side, but full marks to Ashley Thomas, denying them the opportunity. It would have been really a sheer contrast of feelings had the Argentina scored on that occasion. The fans enjoyed it, so did we. High-class goalkeeping by Ashley Thomas. Argentina did look for some more opportunities, but then they had that wall in the form of Ashley Thomas to break. They failed to do that. Australia came in, got their first penalty corner. This was the turn of the Argentinian goalkeeper Emiliano Bosso to make a remarkable save there. Both the goalkeepers shining in the first half, denying the attackers to win the laurels initially. But Australia had different ideas, and one of them was this by Matthew Bird. A clear deflection. Caught napping the goalkeeper Emiliano Bosso. Worked really hard initially, Bosso, but then gave up to that small little touch by Matthew Bird. That was the goal scored by Australia, and that is the lead they maintained in the very first half. So those are the match stats. Argentina trailing by 1 goal. Look at that, the possession 59% by Australia. Really dominated the first half. So did the circle entries. There's so much of difference. 13 entries compared to 6 of Argentina. Though there was some rough tackling as well. 2 penalty corners for Argentina, 1 for Australia. So fans are enjoying it. Named as Burrows, the junior Australian side of Narsalam. Ready for the pushback. And there we are. The start of the second half. Australia starting with proceedings. That's a nice interception by Martin Ferrero. They're looking for an opening from the right flank, but this is what they do. The finishing has to be a better one compared to what it was. That's Srijesh, the senior team's goalkeeper, really cheering up the spirits of the junior side, also helping them learn the nuances of modern day hockey. Good to see the seniors coming in. Srijesh, of course, is the mentor of the junior Indian side. Australia, meanwhile, coming in the second half. Things getting cooler here. And somebody who's back after a nice cup of coffee, Solomon Kasuji. Welcome once again.
Thanks, Manish. Good to be back. Had a good chat down below. Saw a friendly face in the form of Jay Stacey, former Australian great, watching on. One of the coaches in the Australian programs. But Srijesh, good to see him there. He's certainly got a good dentist with those pearly whites.
He's also known as the Great Wall of India. He's really he's the man behind who took India to the Olympics final. But at the moment, the attack coming in, that's an opportunity. That's denied once again by Ashley Thomas, the goalkeeper of Australia. What a strike that was from Ferrero.
Australia here, I think they've changed their goalkeeper at halftime. Looks more like Matthew Finn in the goals. Massive aerial ball, just not controlled at the back there for Australia by Joshua Simmons. He's knocked it into the path of Ferrero. He's run onto it and fair hammered it at the Australian goal. Matthew Finn, the Australian second goalkeeper, playing in the second half.
And Australia made that one change, and look with what ease he saved that shy from Ferrero. There he is. Again, having a look at that move that was created from the Argentinian half, and this was the shy at the first instance, and what a save by Matthew Finn. Well then, Argentina holding on the possession now. Must have worked a different strategy in the second half. What do you think they would want to do differently, what they could not in the first half, Solly?
I don't think there's too much that they needed to do differently. They were definitely in a contest, but just take better use of the opportunities that they had around the edge of the circle. They're attacking 25. Probably look to create a little bit more space out wide, attack the outside pockets, spread the Australian defence just a little bit more before coming into the centre of the circle. I think they try to come into the centre too early on in the piece. It's always difficult to target the centre of the circle when Australia are defending. That man Ferrero steals it again. He's been immense, tremendous turn of pace, dishes the ball outside to the left. Nicholas Acosta running on, and he crosses it. Ferrero just deflects it over the baseline from near post. It's come off for defender, so they get a long corner. Ferrero getting on the end of this one. Some pretty strong defense coming in. Neither team giving a quarter, dropping the shoulder. Stephen Gale, the defender in that case, not taking any prisoners.
Well then, Joshua Simmons there, facing ball on the left. That's Samuel Lills, looking for the opening, the centre-back. And there the long scoop comes in, perfectly given there to Fraser. Will hold the possession, the Australians. Arunachalam, Fraser, Tom Craig, easing up things there, not hurrying up with the attack. That's the push that they were looking for from the left for Samuel Lills. Then one of those rare occasions that the Australians have not really injected the pass correctly. Argentina looked positive initially, but then holding on to the pressure. Australia now moving ahead with Samuel Lills. That's Corivea. Well intercepted. They'll have to hold the ball. Nicholas Acosta trying to create a counter-attack. Santiago Tarazona. It's one opportunity, needs to Sent to the ball quickly, but then denied there. Carried was the call, and another penalty corner won by Argentina.
They're getting clear strategy here for Argentina, hitting Australia on the counter-attack. Ball carried firmly. Defenders at 6s and 7s, just upright it was. Josh Simmons giving away the penalty corner, left his feet exposed. Easily done for Argentina. And Australia are going to have to be wary here. These Argentinian strikers are lightning quick. They're going to have to make sure that when they do go forward, they have enough defenders back and in good shape to defend against a counter-attack. I've often heard coaches this week talking about the counter-defense, and that's what they're referring to. The numbers and the shape of the defenders to prevent fast-flowing counter-attacks, keep the attack to the outside, but Argentina with the penalty corner. There's the goal, the equaliser for Argentina. Maiko Casella. He gets the equaliser with an absolute rifle of a penalty corner. Equal terms, we've got a game.
I just wanted to have a glimpse of the Argentinian fans, and there it is. Let's have a look once again. Strike on the left of the goalkeeper, and really winning the honours on that occasion. Argentina are back in the game. It's 1-1 here at Lucknow.
Yeah, the goalkeeper just beaten for pace there was Finn. Not much he could have done. The ball was past him before his left hand went out. Postman managed to get a stick on it. Not much he could have done. Maiko Casella, the 42nd minute, levels the score for Argentina, and Australia got to start all over again. It's been a bright and productive 7 minutes for Argentina since the break.
Well, then this is what the fans also wanted to see, the crowd assembling here, definitely for the India game, but then they wanted the Argentinian comeback, and what a way to come back, what a start to the second half, looking more positive compared to the first half which the Argentinian side played here. Australia need to get things right here. At the moment, going ahead with Stephen Gale. That's Samuel Lills looking for an opening. There's that combination up front that's building up for Australia. But somebody needs to inject the ball right inside the D.
Kurt Lovett with a strong carry in the midfield, eliminating the first one and just getting snaffled by the second one. Transfer the ball across to the side, right side, Stephen Gale. Delivers it forward, just not able to be controlled. Jack Welch it was, but Kieran Arunasalam driving strong. Argentina come away with the ball.
It's good to see, Solly, how the body language changes. The fans are happy, they're enjoying the moment, but look at the body language of the Argentinian side. It quickly changes as you score the equalizer.
Oh, we'd all be excited, seeing the support from the fans there. She must be doing a lot of dancing to be able to stay warm in this chilly weather with just a vest on. But yep, a lot more purpose shown by the Argentinians in the second half so far. They've created a lot more stretch, not allowing that Australian defence to be compact. Australia carrying forward. Strong again it is by Jack Welch. He's gang tackled by a couple of Argentinians. Swamped by the masses. They come away strong and playing the ball around the back.
Well, Australia looking good with the circle entries, 13 circle entries they've made, but then Argentina creating surprise by scoring that equalizer, and that's really put pressure back on the Australians. Shots on targets, 4 by Argentina. This, of course, is the equalizer we were talking about. Injected there by number 11, Martin Ferrero. And what a goal it was by Maiko Casella, the captain.
Yeah, I think the coaches from Australia would be looking at that and having a word with their number 1 runner. He was just offset to the right-hand side of the Argentinian penalty corner battery. He needs to be more direct in front to close that space. And we're going to look at this. Great support, reminiscent of the crowd support you'd get in Argentina, where they go nuts in the stands, dancing, singing, drums. It's a tremendous atmosphere if you go and watch over there.
Looks like it. It's getting noisy as well. But then Australia now need to get things right here. They went in the half-time. Those are the circle entries that you see on your screens. 13 circle entries by the Australians, but then just one goal. And they need one more goal to pressurize the Argentinians at the moment. Battling it out in the middle. That's Joshua Wells with the possession, pushing in into the center. Look how crowded the Argentinian D is getting once again, not giving any open spaces to the Australian forwards. And probably that's what they've talked about. They've worked during the halftime to give enough free spaces to the Australian forwards.
Free hit given and ball falls nicely for Australia. Delivered into the far post, well controlled. Can they get the shot away? Oh. Free hit. Looks as though it's just hit the foot of the Australian player. Not sure, quite sure who it was. We'll have a look at this again. Ball carried in, delivered to the far post. Matthew Bird it was. Goalkeeper off his line.
Well, then Argentina keeping the possession here. But there's one question that's intriguing in my mind, Solly. Ashley Thomas, you're talking about his heroics in the first half. I just wonder, why was he substituted by Tim Howard?
Well, I don't think there's anything untoward around that. You know, both goalkeepers would be of a similar ability level. I don't think there's too much of a difference between the two goalkeepers that Australia have brought here. And the coach probably looking just to get all his players into the tournament, get a feel for it early on in the piece, before the final rounds come in. And, you know, you can't expect someone to come in cold if they've been sitting on the bench the whole time.
And I think that's a brave move. When we talk about the Australian strategy, fans coming in, of course, enjoying the moment, not looking as happy as they were in the first half. But that's a brave move to bring in the other goalkeeper, Matthew Finn, knowing the strengths of the Argentinian side and experimenting in the very first game that they play here.
Yeah, I don't think it's too big a call, to be honest. I think it's quite normal, especially when they're of a similar ability level. You know, these guys would have been training quite hard, and the Australian program, as we said, is quite good at it. They're about to get a card for a couple of silly little stick tackles. The mist has come down. Couldn't quite make the number out from here. My eyesight's failing me. Old age.
Well, then Argentina still keeping the pressure on in the Australian half. Trying to move inside the D. That's another pass, looking for a deflection, but it was too far. Federico Morseschi wearing the number 15 jersey. That's the goalkeeper we're talking about, Matthew Finn. Argentina still with the possession. Now from the other side, the right flank coming in. Australia seem to be defending now, looking under pressure. Full marks to the Argentinians. At the moment, keeping the possession, putting on pressure on the Australian defense. But eventually, free hit to Australia.
It's been an absolute festival of hockey so far. Celebration of youth. It is. Another cracking encounter coming up next in Pool D, India versus England at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That'll be a top of the table clash. 1 hour away from now. So make sure you get all your goodies in place and get yourself ready to settle in. And there we see some of the English fans. They've come into the stadium already. The Australian fans behind them, watching on dourly. A bit worried about proceedings here.
Speaking about the body language of the players, speaking about how the positivity the Argentinians brought in. It speaks in the way they are creating their moves now. From the left side now, the reverse coming in, looking for an opening. Australia forced to defend at the moment. They're forced to defend. Argentina really putting on pressure through Morseschi.
Federico Morseschi jumping in front of the defender. Nearly coming away with a good deflection attempt. Just wide, and would have been an easy attempt for the goalkeeper. Argentina definitely leveled the score up here so far in terms of possession, territory, but Australia strong again. The Argentinian defenders equal to the task in that case. Joaquin Puglisi, or Puglisi, however you say that.
It was a nice run by Kurt Lovett there, but full marks to the Argentinian defense, looking more agile compared to the first half. Australia was putting a lot of pressure. There's another card coming in. The worried Australian fans, they were cheering in the first half, but definitely the scoreline. Even Stevens at the moment. Argentina once again from the right flank, trying to build an attack, and that was a nice little center, piercing that three defenders wanted to mark. Australia with the possession once again. You can see the change of the strategies here. Australia forced to be defensive, not too many forwards up front at the moment. Argentina looking good. That's Agustin Bugalo. Machelet. A bit disappointed with that pass. Good interception by Kurt Lovett. Arnasalam giving the possession away. Augustine Machelet. Nice little skill there. Still have to clear the ball. Danger still not averted. Winning a free hit, Argentina finally.
Argentina well and truly back into this contest, asking many questions of the Australians. As it stands in Pool A, Austria at the top of the table, Argentina in second place on 2 points. If this result stays a draw, Australia on 1 point, Korea on 0 points. As it stands, what a tremendous achievement for Austria. Cedric de Souza grinning from ear to ear today with that outstanding result. They got 5-2. He'll be eating a few Galawati kebabs tonight.
I tell you what, if Argentina do not manage to get 3 points here, Sally, would really hamper their chances to move ahead in this tournament. But then it's still early days. And looking at what they did against Austria, playing a 1-1 draw. Austria then beating Korea today, earlier on 5-2. Which really put them up front in Pool A.
Look at some of the stats here. Argentina got 5 shots on target here against this 3 from Australia. Penalty corners, 1 from 3 for Argentina, 0 from 1 from Australia. I think that's going to be the telling story tonight. Australia will need to create a lot more penalty corners, get more positive outcomes from their circle entries. At the moment, Australia's still dominating the circle entries, 15 circle entries at the moment.
Well then, in Australia now, still holding on to the possession.
We'll look at the first goal coming in here from Australia. Tip in, deflection on the far post by Matthew Bird. Oh, action all happening here. There we go, Argentina equalised again through penalty corner. There's a fair bit of ding-dong going on here as we speak in the live action. Nicholas Keenan getting a yellow card, I think it is. Yes, it is, yellow card. He's a bit of an off-ball skirmish with Blake Govers. He's going to be on the losing end of that one, I can assure you. Those Govers brothers. There you go. I don't know, you wouldn't want to be in amongst those crowds. They'll give it to you too.
That was jury in the crowd. But then danger was looming on the Argentinian goal. That's been averted at the moment. And coming up next is India and England. India getting 3 points from the previous game. So was England. At the moment, Argentina now did get the equalizer. But they fancy their chances of getting 3 points out of this game. Australia holding the pace of the game. It's getting cooler down here at Lucknow. Crowd building up. Australia, that's a rare sight. That's a rare sight.
Very much so. Very uncharacteristic from the Australian players. It is getting cooler in temperature, but the fever pitch on the pitch is going up, and what a great steal that was. Carried forward, Blake Govers spins out, opens the play up to the left-hand side, links up with Ryan Proctor. back into the middle. That's where you want to be distributing from. All the angles available, just not able to be trapped by Proctor, but it falls kindly for Australia. Jack Welch on the end of it, goes for a long corner.
Probably having a word with the umpire, Jack Welch there. He's trying to get a penalty corner there, but then look at how crowded the Argentinian D's at the moment. Well, then losing out there. Tom Craig, carried call by the umpire. Sigh of relief for the Argentinian defense.
That one's hit Tom Craig underneath the knee. That's why it's not deemed dangerous. Good touch. Yeah, just underneath the knee, on the shin pad. Not dangerous, play on.
Simon Lills just easing up the pace of the game here. Just looking for that one opportunity as the clock ticks by. Just a bit over 14 minutes left in this game. Australia are building up a strategy, looking for an opening. If they manage to score here, they'll put definitely Argentina back to defense. At the moment, Argentina with a counter-attack. Nice little interception it was. Agustin Rios looking for some kind of a support up front, but then there wasn't any. Full marks to the Australian defense.
This game getting very narrow. Great skill by Tom Craig. Eliminates, dishes the ball outside to his partner in crime there, Lachlan Sharp. Plays it back in. The Australians have gained possession in the circle. Just doesn't fall kindly for them. Knocked out to safety by Argentina.
I tell you what, in the past 3 minutes, the Australians definitely have worked hard in the midfield. Sporers definitely behind their team. They've really worked hard in the midfield, and that's putting on pressure on the Argentinians. 1-1 the scoreline, but still we have some interesting over 12 minutes left. Some more goals to come.
Yeah, you don't want to take a breath or blink your eyes because you might miss some crucial action in this game. End-to-end stuff. Great ball forward, equally well controlled and spun into this circle. Shot comes in, but well smothered. That was Nicolas Acosta, a lone striker for Argentina. And they're definitely looking to hit Australia hard on a counter-attack. Controls this well, drives in, defender runs past him and he just spins on him. Again, closes, shields the ball, and well defended by Josh Belts. He was the one that got that smothering tackle in for Australia.
Shot corner won there by Argentina, with possession given away. This is where Australia are dangerous, looking for a counter-attack. Tom Craig moving very fast with that run there, and that's a nice little nudge. What a classy skill that was. Arnasalam failed to gather that ball, but then what a move it was.
Another yellow card for Argentina. Santiago Tarazona, the guilty party. Tom Craig has caused absolute havoc in amongst the heart of that midfield when he's run at the Argentinian defense. He's a big unit. Very powerful, has a tremendous turn of pace and great skill to match. Makes it very difficult for him to be defended against. Another reminder, Pool D, England versus India at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The next mouth-watering encounter for you. Argentina with 2 blokes on the naughty chair, down to 9 men. Australia really need to put the pressure on now. Step up, aggressive high press, look to turn the ball over. High up in the pitch, Argentina go the aerial route, force Australia back.
Good to see Argentina attacking from the left flank. Santiago Tarazona will hold the possession there. Will spend some time. Down to 9 men, the Argentinian side. Australia, as Solly told you, Solly, really need to build up the pressure here. 1 man back, then down to 10 men now. Australia need to work things hard here. It's getting cooler, definitely.
They say they might have another card coming soon. This, oh, what an amazing trap that was behind the back. Tom Craig again, the man causing all the havoc. Matthew Bird with a bit of skill, second to none. But you dare say there's another yellow card? Yep. It's for the stick tackle. Early on the piece when Tom Craig received the ball on the right-hand side and cut back infield. There it was, stick tackle there. Look at this trap. Dearie me. That was special.
It's indeed very special. But then something which is not special are these two men once again. Argentina down to 9 men, 5 minutes suspension for Matias Bastos. That's going to put pressure on the Argentinians, definitely. Australia need to capitalize from here. Will have to hold the possession, create opportunities, create moves from the midfield, but that'll happen only when they have the possession. But at the moment, Argentina, what a pass that is. Moving ahead, Marcio Casella looking dangerous. And nice little nudge there, but finds nobody in that D.
The game now getting split over quite a large distance. Carried strong again by Australia. Into the circle it was. I think it was Blake Govers. Australia win a penalty corner.
Well then, that's the penalty corner number 2 for Australia, the first of the second half. And this is how he won it. Bird with Govers enjoying the moment. Of course, this is one opportunity Australia would want to capitalize on. They had a 1-goal advantage till the first half. Argentina equalized, put the pressure on them, didn't give them free spaces. But everything can change. All those tight moments can change here if Australia can manage a goal here. Pelosi, Mashlett will defend. All the eyes on Emiliano Bosso, the goalkeeper. Max Henry, strike! And once again, Emiliano Bosso comes to the rescue. Danger still on Tom Craig. Free hit still with Australia. Grant Proctor. Oh, what a strike it was, but then that's only a commentator's excitement. It was hit outside the D.
Absolutely, it's got to get a touch by an attacker inside the circle for it to be a goal. What a tremendous save it was here by Emiliano Bosso. It's got everything on it. Has Fraser Gerrard, keeper equal to the task, just a little bit too straight. Want to be able to go for the corners a little bit more, but we're back with the action. Again, ball crashed in. Excuse me.
Still 1-1 at Major Dhyan Chand Stadium in Lucknow. Well, Ben Bishop really giving instructions there. Australia need to score here. Still over 8 minutes left in this game. What Argentina is doing, despite their 2-men suspensions, is holding the possession, but moving ahead very strongly. Kurt Lovett from the right flank. This is one little nice move. Tim Howard looking for an opening. Dangerous hit there. Argentina will definitely spend some time there holding that ball. Having a look once again. Nice move from the right flank. Shifted from the center. Tim Howard was uppish and was dangerous. On the other side, this is Argentina building up an attack. Thomas Domain, the goal scorer of the previous game, who scored first against the Austrian side, would be very happy if I can score a winner here. It's of course a quick move by Australia from the left flank. Matthew Bird slowing up the pace, looking for more men inside the D. Australia with the strategy moving ahead. That's again one of those rare moments where they lost the possession, the Australian side.
What Argentina have done really well in the second half so far is managed to shut out that inside forward channel that Australia like to use. They forced them to go wide down the outside from the back. Kept all the attack on the outside. Very good disciplined defence. That's where it's limited the ability of Australia to attack from the centre of the field. Ball run forward here, but just turned over cheap. Again, it's 2-1-4, but Argentina. Australia defended well. Kieran Arunaslam. He's had his pocket picked.
Good to see Australian defence now crowding up the forward. Then that's what you saw was the heat of the moment, which players do react. But at the moment, Australia holding on the possession. Look for an opening up front. They need to get a goal here to get first 3 points in this tournament. Argentina, Mario Ronconi, the coach, they got a single point in the previous game. They drew 1-1 with Austria. Will they manage a victory here against the Australians? That's a bigger question. And if they can do that, a lot of spice that'll be added in Pool A. Good interception there by Matias dos Santos. The Argentinian defender was in a 5-minute suspension, has come back. Nasalam there, having a word with the umpire, not happy with that decision.
Blake Govers chasing hard, looking to apply pressure. Ball rolled out.
Well, then this is where both the teams will play safe for Solly, I feel. As the clock ticks by, they look for those opportunities, the rare opportunities, as Argentina banking on the counter-attacks, then giving away the possession. Australia holding on. That's Max Henry trying to hold the ball. The umpires very agile there, and the Argentinian defenders need to be a bit careful. They have to stop the movement of the ball as soon as the whistle is blown.
I think Argentina definitely won't be playing safe. They'll be looking to give it everything they've got. They can't afford another draw or a loss. Puts them in grave danger of not making it through to the next round. Australia, they'll be proud as all hell. They'll really want to stamp their authority on this tournament and start with a very strong win to make a statement. They won't want to give anybody any confidence against them. So, ball played dangerously, raised above the knee. Both sides over the next 5 minutes, four and a bit minutes, they'll be giving it everything to try and get that elusive second goal, and hopefully for them the winner.
Playing the ball to Santiago Tarazona. Nice little skill there, but a wayward pass will give the possession back to Australia. And this is where things may pace up a bit, Solly. With over 3 minutes left in this game, definitely Australia would want to get 3 points out of this game.
Definitely getting feisty in there. Shoulders being dropped all over the place. Oh, pretty awful tackle. Very lucky not to come away with the card. Good trap by Kieran Arunaslam. He'll get the free hit. But no support. Clear. He has to try and take it on alone. Ball paddled over the sideline for a free hit. Hails from Victoria, does Arunaslam.
Joshua Bell just injected the pass there, failed to find his forward. But at the moment, just over 3 minutes left. Can somebody bring in that change in the scoreline? It's 1-1, Argentina 1, Australia 1. I tell you what, Argentina will really have to struggle in the final game if they manage to get a draw here, Solly.
Very much so. It's them in grave danger of not making it through. They'll be stuck on 2 points. Because you bank on the fact that Australia are going to go through and beat the other players in the pool. Both Korea and Austria. Penalty stroke to Australia.
An agony on the faces of the Argentinian defense, but this is what you didn't want in the dying minutes of the game. Australia get a penalty stroke.
Blake Govers stands over the ball. Dare say he's not going to miss. It's going to go at a fair pace too. West, no time finishing that one away. Australia take the lead. 2-1. 2 minutes 28 seconds, and that's the 50th goal in this tournament so far Prolific goal-scoring prowess by the strikers across all teams in a very short space of time. Blake Govers, that is a sensational penalty stroke. Don't get much better than that. Not much the goalkeeper could have done.
That's only one way to get the 50th goal of the tournament, and the Australians would be enjoying with extra flavors here. Fairly on the brink of getting 3 crucial points here. But then Argentina, can they create a surprise here? Can they bring in that magic at these dying moments? Trailing by 1 goal. Tarazona pushing the ball in to Thomas Habib. Been a free hit. Argentina. Agustin Rios. They need to hurry up here. Argentina. Machelet. As P. Srijesh, the mentor for the junior Indian team, watching on. India playing England in a short while from now. Their second game in the tournament. With Argentina looking for that final opening now.
Australia gain possession again. Aussie spectators alongside us in fine voice. Suddenly the oi 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 call coming out loud and clear. Amazing how loud they are when they've got the lead, isn't it?
It's going to get louder when the Indian team comes in. But at the moment, Kiran Arnasalam will make sure that Australia hold the possession as long as possible. He'll be a happy man, Ben Bishop.
Just a sly grin on the face. He knows there's still 50 seconds where they've got to control the possession. Australia, as it stands, with winning 1 game, would be in 2nd position in the table. Austria still bossing the top, 4 points. Cedric de Souza grinning from ear to ear still again. Argentina on 1 point after 2 games, and they're in all sorts of trouble.
Well, they're looking for the last opportunity in this game. Few seconds remain, and the faces of the Australian players clearly speaking the story of that hard work they've done. They went on to the lead in the very first half. That's a long scoop, and Australia getting the maximum out of this game. They beat Argentina 2-1.
The Australian fans celebrating in fine fettle in some very chilly weather. And you'd have to say Argentina, the masters of their own demise. The Australians congratulate each other across the board. Everybody really happy with themselves. Job done. Australia 2-1 over Argentina at full time in game 13 of the Uttar Pradesh Hockey Junior World Cup for Men in Lucknow 2016. Hard-fought encounter between both sides.
Well, then it was a nice struggle for the Argentinians. They started the game defending. Australia really putting pressure on the Argentinian defense. They did get some opportunities, but then the goalkeeper Ashley Thomas came into the rescue of the Australian side. Things did try to turn in Argentinians' way, but then they had to be the strong defense of Australia, which they couldn't. Australia, of course, keeping the defense line intact. Didn't give any free spaces to Argentina. And, of course, the strong Australian side showing their skills. This was one of them. Full marks to the Argentinian goalkeeper on that occasion. Emiliano Bosso tried his best to keep the scoreline level. Eventually succumbed to the Australian pressure. This was one of the best saves of the tournament. And this was the first goal that Australia got through Matthew Bird. Classy goal, what a deflection it was. Got the goalkeeper Emiliano Bosso unawares. That's one of the classy goals you would want to see in a game of hockey. That was the time when Australia was 1-0 up. The fans enjoyed it, so did we. Argentina did get a penalty corner and they got the maximum out of it. Mariano Roncioni, the coach, the team did rejoice the moment, but that rejoicing was lived for a short time. Australia kept the pressure on Argentina. The game did saw Argentinian players getting 3 yellow cards and 2 green cards. They try their best. And this was the moment where it all changed, finally. The penalty stroke that was awarded to Australia in the dying moments of the game that made it easy for the Australians. Govers making no mistake with that spectacular penalty stroke. So there it was, the scoreline with that penalty stroke in favor of Australia, winning the game and getting the first 3 points of this tournament. They start their campaign handsomely in Uttar Pradesh Hockey Junior World Cup men in Lucknow, getting the 3 points. Let's go down for the presentation.
Well, thank you and welcome to the post-match presentation after Australia ran out 2-1 winners against Argentina. We'd like to start by thanking Hero Motorcorp Limited, Polytan, Adidas and Loughborough University as global partners of the International Hockey Federation. And thank you also to host partner Lucknow and to the government of Uttar Pradesh for their presenting partnership of the Uttar Pradesh Hockey Junior World Cup Men Lucknow 2016. We'd also like to pay a special welcome to Mr. Shailendra Chowdhury, Vice Chairman, Bulandshahr and Kurja Development Authority of Uttar Pradesh, who will present the Man of the Match award to Tom Craig of Australia. Congratulations to Tom and also to Australia, getting their campaign off with a winning start. We'd like to welcome Tom over for a couple of quick words. Tom, congratulations on the win. How nice is it to start the tournament after such a 8-win?
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming for us, but we were itching to get out here, and Argentina's an awesome team to play in the first game. So, yeah, we were as ready as we'll ever be, and I think we fought that out pretty well.
Getting off to a start like that against a team like Argentina, how do you feel that sets you up for the rest of this tournament?
Yeah, well, I think Junior World Cup's hard to win, and it's hard to get through the pool stages, and I think all we can do is win the next game, and hopefully we can go from there.
Well, it's a great start, Tom. Well done to you and also to Australia. Thank you. Good luck for the tournament.
Thanks very much.
Tom Craig, the man of the match, and that ends the post-match presentation.
So what I did was for Australia, winning the game against Argentina. Got 2 goals, 1 each in the halves. As you see these stats, the penalty corners, though Argentina did get 3, they managed to score in 1. Australia could not score in their 2 penalty corners. It was, of course, a game full of excitement, but then those yellow cards that you see in the Argentinian side, 3 yellow cards and 2 green cards, did not work in their favor. So that's the Pool A standing. Austria still leading the Pool A with 4 points, but they have the mighty Australian side getting the maximum in this game with 3 points. Argentina still on 1 point. Korea yet to open their account. So this is what happened at Uttar Pradesh Hockey Junior World Cup. Today, Korea losing to Australia 2-5, South Africa beating Canada 3-1. Argentina had a tough game against Australia, losing 1-2. But the big game for the Indian fans coming up in a short while from now. India and England next. Well then, we'll have a look at the highlights of the last 15 minutes of the game.
Gee, you wouldn't want to be in amongst those crowds. They'll give it to you too.
That was jury in the crowd. But then danger was looming on the Argentinian goal. That's been averted at the moment. And coming up next is India and England. India getting 3 points from the previous game. So was England. At the moment, Argentina now did get the equalizer. So they fancy their chances of getting 3 points out of this game. Australia holding the pace of the game. It's getting cooler down here at Lucknow. Crowd building up. Australia, that's a rare sight. That's a rare sight.
Very much so. Very uncharacteristic from the Australian players. It is getting cooler in temperature, but the fever pitch on the pitch is going up, and what a great steal that was. Carried forward, Blake Govers spins out. opens the play up to the left-hand side, links up with Ryan Proctor. Back into the middle, that's where you want to be distributing from. All the angles available, just not able to be trapped by Proctor, but it falls kindly for Australia. Jack Walsh on the end of it, goes for a long corner.
Probably having a word with the umpire, Jack Wells there. He's trying to get a penalty corner there, but then look at how crowded the Argentinian D is at the moment. Well, then losing out there. Tom Craig, carried call by the umpire. Sigh of relief for the Argentinian defense.
That one's hit Tom Craig underneath the knee. That's why it's not deemed dangerous. Good touch. Yeah, just underneath the knee, on the shin pad. Not dangerous, play on.
Simon Lills just easing up the pace of the game here. Just looking for that one opportunity as the clock ticks by. Just a bit over 14 minutes left in this game. Australia are building up a strategy, looking for an opening. If they manage to score here, they'll put definitely Argentina back to defense. At the moment, Argentina with a counter-attack. Nice little interception it was. Agustin Rios looking for some kind of a support up front, but then there wasn't any. Full marks to the Australian defense.
This game getting very narrow. Great skill by Tom Craig. Eliminates, dishes the ball outside to his partner in crime there, Lachlan Sharp. Plays it back in. The Australians have gained possession in the circle. Just doesn't fall kindly for them. Knocked out to safety by Argentina.
I tell you what, in the past 3 minutes, the Australians definitely have worked hard in the midfield. Sporers definitely behind their team. They've really worked hard in the midfield, and that's putting on pressure on the Argentinians. 1-1 the scoreline, but still we have some interesting, over 12 minutes left. Some more goals to come.
Yeah, you don't want to take a breath or blink your eyes because you might miss some crucial action in this game. End-to-end stuff. Great ball forward, equally well controlled and spun into this circle. Shot comes in, but well smothered. That was Nicolas Acosta, a lone striker for Argentina. And they're definitely looking to hit Australia hard on a counter-attack. Controls this well, drives in, defender runs past him and he just spins on him. Again, closes, shields the ball, and well defended by Josh Belts. He was the one that got that smothering tackle in for Australia.
Shot corner won there by Argentina, with possession given away. This is where Australia are dangerous, looking for a counter-attack. Tom Craig moving very fast with that run there. And that's a nice little